automobile factory for 40 years. I make 2 million automobiles. They train to kill men, and I did. Ah!
The Australian performing group had its beginnings here at La Mama in Carlton. In the late 60s, a disparate group of writers and performers somehow fell together and started to put on plays in a style that had never been seen before on the Australian stage.
We haven't got a phone or armpits. We haven't? You'd have to pretend to answer the phone with your armpits. Write a letter with your bum cheeks. My television with your tears.
It was vindictive, hateful, joyous, celebratory, all at once, and an extraordinary thing to have lived through. And
you understand, gotta make cutbacks. What's wrong with me?
The group moved to a disused pram factory just around the corner, opposite the local cop shop and the Sallows, and right next door to the Carlton courthouse. Sometimes there was more drama on the street than there was in the theatre. Nothing remains of the original building. It's an anonymous, modern supermarket.
When the sun sets over Carlton and the stars begin to shine, all those grey-haired riders and...
So I came about it very informally and probably submitted less play, I think, to mainstream theatre companies than the other playwright in Australia. The plays I wrote from about 1960s to about the mid-70s really did grapple with a lot of Australian themes, mateship, feminism, Australian social rituals, and a kind of examination of the lack of a national identity. And I think characters like Monk O'Neill and Stretch of the Nation distill a lot of the virtues and I think shortcomings of the Australian character.
See knowing you?
No.
You knowing her?
Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. We got it, Crouch. Where's me brother?
Why did you organise this party?
We wanted to see everybody else. You know, everybody's been so spread out all over the place. It just seemed like it was time that, you know, some of the old animosities would have died away and the old pain gone. So it was time to actually
keeping ill.
Get together and party.
Was kept
so many fabulous people there. Be quiet.
What was significant about the Australian performing group?
It was at the beginning at the moment.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first thing was the energy. It was incredibly high energy. It was Australian accents. It was very physical, really comic. Most people do go through drama school. In fact, I don't think anybody went through drama school. Not one person. People who are now teaching acting, you know, actually had like a straight training in acting. So everything that we've done, something that we've discovered in doing it, we've discovered it on the job. So it's always been very practical what we've done. And the acting, people went on to become actors. It was just, oh, I'm an actor.
Have been any notable declinings of your orientation?
Carl, you got to hear from David Williams.
Well, David Williamson said that he thought he would be lynched if he came to Melbourne, so he's declining. Matt Gillies has skipped the state and gone to Surfers Paradise.
Oh, Matt.
it was very much a sort of self-help group. It was a bunch of very theatrical actors who wanted to say, well, we actors can say something. You know, we can grab our share of not only the limelight, but we can affect the way that our culture works. So what came out of here is a sort of rough, tough, larrikin, slightly radical style of actor who talked back to people, who wasn't prepared to take shit from anybody, and had a certain sort of working class charisma. Circus Oz grew out of this. The comedy movement in Melbourne, I think it sort of grew out of the experiments in comedy that were going on here.
If the Crown Factory itself wasn't involved in the rebirth of Australian cinema, a lot of the individuals, writers, actors, producers, directors came out of there, had a lot to do and a lot to say about the shape of Australian cinema.
What people like Graham Blundell and the late Brian Davies and others said, and the other people who went on to APG, is whatever you want to do is okay. Now, that was terrific on stage, but it actually filtered through, I believe, to the film industry, because at a script level, at a performance level, at a creative level, people said, it's us, we can actually do it.
Pram Factory did, the APG, did have a kind of intelligentsia. They had a philosophy about the Australian theatre. That has evaded, I think, and I think the Pram Factory was a model in that it was an actor and writer's theatre, and it established a kind of performing style that had distinct Australian features. Now that's largely been lost, I think, and one of the sad things, I think, is that Australia had a good chance to snatch up that model, and it failed, and I think it's lost the chance for a long time for a distinctive Australian theatre.
When sunsets over Carlton and you're out to make a deal.
Well, it was a great party. Almost everyone came, attracted to that same energy, that shining beacon 25 years ago. The same energy that can still be seen in all facets of the Australian performing industry today.